Welcome, everyone. Thanks for coming tonight. I really appreciate it. My name is Heather Peterson. I am the billing director for Guthrie. I have been with Guthrie for a little over 15 years now and have held many different positions, from being a provider to running a program and running a center, field manager. And then I also am a parent of a child with special needs. So I kind of see all the facets of this job. And then let's go ahead and get started with our presentation. I'm going to start with a PowerPoint and kind of give you guys a background on the EVV, and then we'll watch 2 short videos, and then we'll do a little bit more on the PowerPoint, and then I'll give you guys time for questions and answers. Okay, tonight's meeting is going to be about electronic visit verification and SpokeChoice auto visit. We've already talked about it a little bit and we put it in the chat, but just so you guys know, this video is being recorded. If you don't want to be recorded, please sign out and contact your manager to set up a different avenue to be able to watch this presentation. Okay, we are here tonight because of electronic visit verification, or EVV. EVV is an electronic-based system that verifies when a caregiver's visits or shifts occur. It documents when services begin and end, and what goals or tasks were worked on during the shift or visit. EVV is a federal mandate handed down to access the Arizona's healthcare cost containment system. They then handed out specifics down to the Division of Developmental Disabilities and all of the qualified vendor agencies. And they said that we must implement an electronic visit verification system for all in-home care services. All vendor agencies, including Guthrie, must have a 100% of our staff who provide home and community-based services in compliance with the electronic visit verification mandate by January 1st of 2021. Who has to use EVV? Anyone who is providing home and community-based services. These services for us include attendant care, habilitation, and respite. And that respite is also included in any respite that is provided in one of our center locations. The information that'll be gathered when you do EVV is very similar to the information that is gathered when you do your timesheets. So we will be gathering what member is receiving the service, what provider is providing the service, what service is being provided, the location where the service started, the location where the service ended, and what tasks or goals are being worked on. The most common question that I get is, will this program be tracking me? Because it talks about the location. It's not going to track you. When you hit clock in, it's going to take what they call a geo stamp of where you are. So it's basically going to say they were at this location when they clocked in. And same thing when you clock out, they were at this location when they clocked out. It does not track you in between times on your phone at all. The benefits of EVV. EVV is going to be a one-stop system for your billing, goal tracking, electronic visit verification, and member guardian approval of timesheets. If you're using EVV, paper billing can be eliminated. There will be no need for paper attendant care or habilitation data sheets. This information will all be recorded electronically before you clock out of your visitor shift. Daily notes and monthly cover sheets will no longer be required. Members and guardians no longer need to sign physical timesheets. Members and guardians can approve hours worked through their own SpokeChoice account. Approvals can be completed on your smartphone, tablet, or other internet-enabled device. All billing and data sheets will be submitted to GMS electronically. There will be no need to drop off billing at any GMS location. Members, guardians, and providers can view the balance of their authorizations in real time to help you be able to see where you've used your hours, or maybe if you're not using enough and you could maybe get some extra help. What will you still need to hand in? Once you are fully compliant with EVV, you will not have to hand in any billing document for HCBS services. So once you are doing all of your shifts on the EVV system, there will be no paperwork at all. There are many programs out there to choose from to complete the EVV. Guthrie has decided that we are going to use SpokeChoice Auto Visit. SpokeChoice was created by the makers of our current billing system, DD Reports, and will have a very similar feel to the current billing system and be more mobile friendly. This means that we are already familiar with the basics of how it's going to work, and we have a good working relationship with the creator. So when there are questions or problems, we'll be able to reach out and hopefully be able to get answers for you quickly and be able to troubleshoot any concerns you guys have. When you get ready to log in for the first time, this is basically what it's going to look like. These are actually screenshots from a phone. When you get ready to log in the first time, you will go to the SpokeChoice website using Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, or Microsoft Edge. So if you do have an Apple product, this program will not be well supported on Safari. So it is recommended that you download one of the other web browsers to be able to have this work best. So once you go to the website, you will click on the 3 bars in the top right-hand corner of the screen, and the picture on the left-hand side will appear. You're then going to click on the red sign in, and the picture on the right-hand side will appear on your screen. If you notice down at the bottom, it says add SpokeChoice to my home screen. This should show up for most devices. We're finding that it doesn't show up on every device, but it should show up on most of them. If you click on that, it will add what looks like an app to your phone, but it's actually just a shortcut to the website. It'll save you, a couple of steps every time you go to use it. So you can do that or not. And then you'll be able to enter your email and password and sign in. If you already have an email and password sign up to be able to log into ddreports.com, you will be using the same username and password as you did for DD Reports. So everything transfers directly over from DD Reports to this new program. And DD Reports no longer be used. Everything will be done through SpokeChoice now. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and play the EVV tutorial. The first one shows everything from beginning to end, but we found that when the creator of the program made this video, he left out a chunk in the middle. Right now, we don't have the ability to make our own videos, but we are going to make a very customized video once we have access on Monday morning, the 16th. And as soon as we get that video made, we will get that out to everyone. In this one, you'll hear that they talk about dependent on your company's settings. After you guys watch it, then I'll let you guys know what our settings are so that you can have the more specifics.
This tutorial will explain how to use SpokeChoice to clock in and out using AutoVisit. AutoVisit uses EVV, which stands for Electronic Verification of Visit. Using EVV is a new required standard to provide services through Access. On your phone, select a browser icon. Edge or Chrome will work best. Safari, the default browser on iPhones, may experience issues due to the fact that it's old technology. Downloading Edge or Chrome is free, and you can find them in your phone's App Store. In the address bar of the browser, type www.spokechoice.com. Once you see the SpokeChoice home screen, press on the 3 lines in the top right corner and select Sign In. Enter your login and password. If you were previously using DD Reports, you will enter the same login and password here. If you were not previously billing electronically and need a new login set up, you should have received an email to get your login set up through your provider. If you have not received one, please contact your employer to do so. Once you receive this email, Follow the links to set up your new password and return to the login screen to log in. If you have forgotten your password, select the Forgot Password link underneath Sign In and follow the steps to reset your password. Make sure to select Remember Me so your device can save your login information for future uses. If you receive a message asking if it is okay if this application accesses your location, make sure to answer yes, or it will not have access to your GPS. Once logged in, you will notice the boxes that represent the applications available to you. At the top of the screen, you will also notice under To Do, it might have a list of items missing, such as personal documents your employer needs on file. For the purpose of this tutorial, we will focus our attention to the Auto Visit application. Once you arrive at your client's location, click on the Auto Visit application icon. Depending on how your management has set up your account, you might see both a schedule and an option to clock in without appointment button. If you have a schedule set up for this particular day and time, click on it to clock in. If you do not have a schedule set up, go ahead and select Clock In Without Appointment. Your assigned clients will be in the top box. Select the client you will be billing for. If you have authorizations available for the chosen client, you may or may not be able to clock in depending how your manager has set up your account. You can select in this drop box to switch between service codes depending on the service you will be providing. If your client does not have an authorization for the service you're attempting to bill, you will see a warning by the drop-down for service indicating that there is no authorization. Select the service you're about to begin. Notice under location, because this provider is in range of the client's home, it has already selected the location option for you. EVV uses GPS to determine if you are within range of a pre-approved service location for each client. If you are not at a pre-approved location before you log in for your session, you will need to select exception reason here. Choose the most appropriate reason from the drop-down. Once you have selected the client, service code, and the location is set, choose the Clock In button. Your visit will begin and automatically keep track of your visit time. Notice that you can still cancel your visit without any issues as long as you have done so within 15 minutes. But keep in mind that no time will be recorded until that 15-minute time has elapsed. Access requires that any time billed will be routed up or down to the nearest quarter hour. If you wish to switch services in the middle of your session, you will hit Clock Out for the current service, then start the clock in process again, this time selecting the alternate service you'll be providing, and clock in. If you're clocking in using a schedule, it will keep track if you're late to an appointment. You will see here that Auto Visit is reporting that you were late for a 9 p.m. appointment. You must select a reason why you were late and then clock out. Should you ever forget to clock in or out, you can easily fix this. Click on the button Forgot to Clock In and Out. Select your client, the date the service was provided, the start time of the service, the end time of the service, and select the service code. Make sure you select your exception reason from the drop-down, hit Next, and then save the changes. You can also request a visit change here should you have clocked out late or perhaps you forgot to clock in when you arrived. Here under the Time Card tab, you can view or print your time cards for the current or previous pay periods. Simply select Pay Period, the client, and hit Print. You can always go back to your main set of applications by selecting the SpokeChoice icon at the top of your screen. In the top right corner, you will see 3 vertical dots. By selecting this, you can view your profile, refresh any data, and sign out.
All right, Okay, so in that video, the part that they left out was how you will track either your tenant care or habilitation data. So I'll show you guys a second video now. It's about 2.5 minutes that will show you how you can log your data.
We will go ahead and clock in using the schedule. Here you'll see that it automatically selects Randy via the schedule that we just clicked, and it will come up with a first service code along with the location of where the system finds them. Here in Arizona, the requirement is that Randy needs to log and click into each service and clock out upon success of that service and click back in when changing services. Here we will go ahead and select respite and then hit clock in. You'll notice that we have clocked in at 8:15, and because no time has transpired since the original clock in, the system is giving a warning that any clock out, if you will cancel this visit. In other words, the provider has to be at this location with this clock in for at least 15 minutes to have a successful visit. By the magic of time, we have sped up the clock so that you can see we've been at this location for currently 30 minutes. In order to clock out, the provider clicks on the clock out button and they will be clocked out. This will bring them back to the start of auto visit, in which they can continue their service by clocking into another service. We will go ahead and clock in without an appointment. This time though, we'll go ahead and clock in with habilitation. You'll notice that at the top, it's indicating that progress notes need to be finished. They can do this anytime during the visit, but they must do it before they clock out. Clicking on the Edit Progress Notes will pull up any of the goals and strategies that have been associated to this client's account. You'll notice now that the Edit Progress Notes button is green, indicating that these notes are complete. On the tab next to the clock in and out is the time card. Here, the provider can print out any or all of the time clocks from a specific period. Arizona Access's requirement is that delivery of services be electronically or in some manner signed by the member or a guardian. Let's now take a look at some of the
So even though he showed only how to do it for habilitation, it's going to look exactly the same way when you do it for a tenant care. Obviously, your tenant care tasks will show up instead of your habilitation tasks, but you'll mark it in the same way, and you'll get the same red box across the top that tells you need to fill out your data. Okay, just a bit of a recap from the video. SpokeChoice works best in Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, or Microsoft Edge. Microsoft Edge needs to be the newest version. You must enable location services on your phone or tablet or wherever you're using to do EVV in order for SpokeChoice to be able to do that geo stamp and be able to show where you were. For HIPAA reasons, we ask that you not save your login info on your phone. If you lose your phone or maybe you leave it somewhere or someone gets a hold of your phone, if you have your login information saved, there is information for yourself and for your members that they would be able to see if you have your login saved. So please do not save your login. You will need to clock in and out every time you change a service or ratio. So if you start your shift off billing habilitation, you'll clock in, do your time for habilitation, and then you will clock out, and then you'll clock straight back in and move into whatever your new service is. Maybe it's respite or tenant care. So every time you change service or ratio, maybe you work with one member for a little while and then you work with a second member, both of them together, you would need to clock out of working with the first one and clock back in billing for both of them. Even though we are doing EVV, you are still limited to 40 hours per week. and that runs from 12 a.m. on Monday morning to 11:59 p.m. on Sunday night. You will be able to reset your own password if you forget to use it. It will send you an email and ask you to put in your phone number. So it's important that you give us any new phone number you have and keep that up to date with us so that if you do forget your password, you will be able to reset it yourself. If you don't give us the phone number, then you'll have to call us to help get it reset. Currently, there will be no schedules in SpokeChoice on the 16th when you start. As it stands right now, we don't have access to input any schedules. And so starting on the 16th, we will be putting them in as we get them from the providers and from the families. So give us a couple of weeks to get those all entered. But in the meantime, we have allowed access to sign in without them. Everyone will be paid 2 times monthly now, on the 1st and the 15th of the month. I know there are quite a few families that or providers that only bill once a month generally, but everyone will be done twice a month now, which shouldn't change things for you for most part, because you'll be doing everything daily. And so it will get sent to us daily. And so there's no more paperwork or things for you guys to drive to our location. Your login credentials, your username and password to SpokeChoice is going to be the same that you use for DD reports. If you do not currently have a login for DD reports, please contact your manager and ask them to send you a link. Until Monday, the link will come saying that it's from ddreports.com. You'll click on the link that's in there and it'll ask you to set up your password, and your username will always be your full email address. The other thing that you'll need before you can start is an internet-enabled device. This can be a smartphone, tablet, iPad, or desktop computer that would be at the location of your clock in or clock out. So that will probably mostly be an option for family members who work with their child or other family member in their home. Next steps, we are going to need you to send your general weekly schedule to your manager. I know for a lot of us, our schedule changes kind of week to week because nobody's schedule stays the same all the time, hardly. But please send us the basics of what it is so we can start getting those inputted for you. And please send any common locations that you take your member to your manager also. You could see in the video, it talked about clocking in at home or a park. So if there's a place you frequent that you bill for your member to start your shift or end your shift, please get those. Please note that it cannot be the provider's home unless the home is certified, or for like family caregivers, if the home where you're billing is the member's home, that one doesn't have to be certified. The last thing that we'll ask from you is to start logging into SpokeChoice next Monday. Have a look around and start using EVV. We want to let you know that there are more training tutorials and updates to come. Please keep checking your email and our website. We will send information out via email, but we'll also have all of it linked on our website. We've created a new tab at the top that says EVV, and you'll be able to find all of that information at that tab. If you have any questions or issues that arise, please reach out to your manager and/or our support team at evvsupport@gmsaz.org. That email will come to me and all of the other directors, and we will try and answer those questions as quickly as possible.